Jane and Dan aren't overweight.
Jane and Dan are overweight.
Are Jane and Dan
Are Jane
overweight?
and Anne overweight?
No. Jane
No.
and Dan
Jane
aren't
and
overweight.
Dan aren't overweight.
They're slim.
They're slim.
Are they slim?
Are they slim?
Yes, they're slim.
Yes, they're slim.
They used to be overweight.
They used to be overweight.
Did they used to be overweight?
Did they used to be overweight?
Yes, they used to be
Yes,
overweight.
they used to be overweight.
Who used to be
Who
overweight?
used to be overweight?
Well, it's
Well,
Jane and Anne.
It's Jane and Anne.
Used to be overweight.
Jane and Anne used to be overweight.
Two years ago, Jane was overweight.
2 years ago, Jane was overweight.
2 years ago, was Jane overweight?
2 years ago,
Yes,
was
that's
Jane
correct.
overweight?
Jane was overweight.
Yes, that's correct. Jane was overweight.
How overweight was Jane?
How overweight
Jane
was
was
Jane?
very overweight.
Well, Jane was very
2
overweight.
years ago, Anne was also overweight.
2 years ago, and was also overweight.
2 years ago, was Anne also
2
overweight?
years ago, was Anne
Yes,
also
Anne
overweight?
was also overweight.
Yes, Anne was also overweight.
How overweight was Anne?
How overweight
Well,
was
Anne
Anne?
was a little overweight.
Well, Anne was a little
2
overweight.
years ago, Jane and Anne were slim.
2 years ago, Jane and Anne were slim.
2 years ago, were Jane and Dan slim?
2 years ago, were Jane
No,
and Anne
they weren't
slim?
slim. They
No,
were actually
they
overweight.
weren't slim. They was actually overweight.
How overweight were they?
How overweight
Well,
was
Jane
they?
was very overweight.
Well,
and
Jane
Anne
was
a little
very overweight, and Anne was a little overweight.
Now, you're going to ask questions about Kate and her brother Tom. When Kate and Tom were
When
little,
Kate
they
and
thought
Tom were
Santa Claus
little,
was real.
they thought Santa Claus was real.
When Kate and Tom
When
were
Kate
little,
and
did
Tom
they
were
think Santa
little,
Claus was
did they
real?
think Santa Claus was real?
Yes, they thought
Yes,
Santa
they
Claus
thought
was real
Santa
when they
Claus
were little.
was real
They
when they
didn't think
was little.
Superman was real.
They didn't think Superman was real.
Did they think Superman was real?
Did they think Superman
No,
was
they
real?
did think Superman
No,
was real.
they didn't think Superman was real.
They did think that man was real.
They didn't think Batman was real.
Did they think that man was real?
Did they think Batman
No,
was real?
they did think that
No,
man was
they
real.
didn't think
They
Batman
thought
was
someone
real.
else was real.
They thought someone else was real.
Who did they think was real?
Who did they think
Well,
was
they
real?
thought Santa Claus was
Well,
real.
they thought Santa Claus was real.
Why did they think Santa Claus was real?
Why did they think Santa Claus was real?
It's because their mother had
Well,
told them once that Santa
It's
Claus
because
was real,
their mother
and
had
they
taught
believed
them
her.
once that Santa Claus was real,
They used
and
to
they
believe
believed
that Santa
her.
Claus was real.
They used to believe that Santa Claus was real.
Did they used to believe that Santa Claus was real?
They used to believe that
Yes,
Santa
that's
Claus
what
was
they used to
real.
believe.
Yes, that's what they used to believe.
When Tom was a boy,
When
he had
Tom
a friend
was a
named
boy,
Nick.
did he have a friend Nick?
When Tom was a boy, Did he have a friend named Nick?
When Tom was a boy,
Yes,
did
that's
he have
correct.
a friend
He had a
named
friend
Nick?
named Nick when he was a boy.
Yes, that's correct. He has a friend named Nick
One day,
when he
Nick
was a
told him
boy.
something surprising.
One day, Nick told him something else, something surprising.
Did Nick tell him something surprising one day?
Did Nick tell him
Yes,
something
Nick told him
surprising one
something
day?
surprising one day.
Yes, Nick told him something surprising one day.
What did Nick tell him?
What did Nick tell him?
Nick told him that Santa wasn't real.
Well, Nick told him that Santa wasn't real.
Did Nick tell him that Santa wasn't real?
Did Nick tell him that
Yes,
Santa wasn't
that's
real?
what Nick told him.
Yes, that's Nick told him.
When Tom realized that
When
Santa
Tom
wasn't
realized
real,
that Santa
he was
was real,
surprised and sad.
he was surprised and sad.
When Tom realized that Santa was real, was he surprised and sad?
Was he surprised and
Yes,
sad?
he was surprised and
he
sad.
was surprised and sad.
He didn't feel angry.
He didn't feel angry.
Did he feel angry?
Did he feel angry?
No, that's not how we felt.
No,
he didn't
that's
feel
not
angry.
how he felt. He didn't feel angry.
How did he feel?
How did he feel?
He felt surprised and sad.
Well, he felt surprised and sad.
Why did he feel surprised and sad?
Why did he feel surprised and sad?
Well,
it's because before Nick told him the
Santa
truth,
was real, and he
he
loved
truly
Santa
believed
very
that
much.
Santa was real, and he loved Santa very much.
When Tom got home, he did
When Tom
something
got
he
home,
didn't want to do.
He did something he didn't want to go.
What did Tom do when he got home?
What did Tom do when he got home?
He told Kate that Santa didn't
he
actually
told Kate
exist.
that Santa didn't actually exist.
Did he tell Kate that
Did he
Santa
tell Kate
didn't
that Santa didn't
exist?
actually exist?
Yes, that's what he told her.
Yes, that's what he told her.
He didn't tell Kate that the parents
He
were
didn't
sick.
tell Kate that the parents were sick.
Did he tell Kate that
Did
the
he tell
parents
Kate
were
that
sick?
the parents were sick?
No, that's not what he told her.
That's not what he
told
told
her
her.
something else.
He told her something else.
What did he tell her?
What did he tell her?
Well, he told her that Santa didn't
he told her that
exist.
Santa didn't actually exist.
When Kate realized that Santa didn't exist,
she cried.
When Kate realized that Santa didn't exist, yes,
she cried.
that's what happened when she realized that Santa
that's
didn't
what
exist.
happened when she realized that Santa didn't exist.
She didn't cry for just a few minutes.
She didn't cry for just a few minutes.
Did she cry for just a few minutes?
Did she cry for just a few minutes?
She didn't cry for just a few
No,
minutes.
she didn't
She
cry
cried
for
much
just a
longer
few
than
minutes. She cries much longer than that.
How long did she cry?
How long does she cry?
She cried for almost an hour.
Well, she cries for almost an hour.
Why does she cry for almost an hour?
Cry for almost an hour?
It's because she has learned that Santa
Well,
didn't actually
it's
exist.
because he has learned that Santa didn't actually exist.
Now, you're going to ask questions about two sisters named Grace and Emma. Grace and Emma have pets.
Grace and Emma have pets.
Do Grace and Emma have pets?
Do Grace and Emma
Yes,
have pets?
they have pets.
Yes, they have pets.
Their pets are dogs.
Their pets and dogs.
Are their pets dogs?
Are their pet dogs?
No, their pets are
No.
dogs.
Their pets and dogs.
Their pets are cats.
Their pets and cats.
Are their pets cats?
Are their pet
No,
cats?
their pets aren't cats.
No, their pets and cats.
What kind of animals are their pets?
What kind of animal are their
Well,
pets?
their pets are spiders.
Well, their pets are
They
spiders.
think their spiders are cute.
They think their spiders are cute.
Do they think their spiders are
Do they
cute?
think their spiders are cute?
Yes, they think
Yes,
their spiders
they
are
think the
cute.
spiders are cute.
They aren't afraid of their spiders.
They aren't afraid of spiders.
Are they afraid of their spiders?
Are they afraid of
No,
their
they
spiders?
aren't afraid of their
No,
spiders.
they aren't afraid of their spiders.
When they were young, they were
When
afraid
they
of
were young,
spiders.
They was afraid of spiders.
When they were young, were they
When they
afraid
were
of
young,
spiders?
Was they afraid of
Yes,
spiders?
they were afraid of spiders
Yes,
when
they
they
was
were young.
afraid of spiders when they were young.
They weren't afraid of birds.
They weren't afraid of birds.
Were they afraid of birds?
Was they afraid of birds?
No, they weren't afraid of birds.
No,
They were
weren't
afraid of something
of
else.
birds. They was afraid of something else.
What were they afraid of?
What was they
Well,
afraid of?
they were afraid of spiders.
Well, they was afraid of spiders.
When they were young,
When
they
they
didn't
were
think
young,
spiders were
They
cute.
didn't think spiders were cute.
When they were young,
When
did
they
they
were
think
young,
spiders were
Did
cute?
they think spiders
No,
were cute?
that's not true. They
No,
didn't think spiders
that's
were
not
cute.
true. They didn't think the spider were cute.
What did they think about spiders?
What did they think about
Well,
spiders?
they thought spiders were really scary.
Well, they thought spiders were really
They
scary.
didn't think spiders were interesting.
They didn't think spiders were interesting.
Did they think spiders were
Did they
interesting?
think spiders
No,
were interesting?
They didn't think spiders
No,
were
they
interesting.
didn't think spider was interesting.
What did they think about spiders?
What did they think
Well,
about
they
spiders?
thought spiders were really scary.
Well, they thought spiders was really scary.
Who thought spider was really scary?
Who thought spiders
Well,
was
it was
really
Grace
scary?
and Emma who thought spiders were really
it
scary.
were Grace and Emma who thought spiders were really scary.
One day, Grace
One day,
and Emma watched
Grace
the cartoon.
and Emma watched a cartoon.
Did Grace and Emma watch the cartoon one day?
Did Grace
Yes,
and Emma
they
watch
watched
a
the
cartoon
cartoon
one
one
day? Yes, they watched a cartoon
The
one
cartoon
day.
wasn't about dogs.
The cartoon wasn't about dogs.
Was the cartoon about
Was the
dogs?
cartoon about dogs?
No, the cartoon
No,
wasn't
the
about
cartoon
dogs.
wasn't about dogs.
The cartoon wasn't about cats.
The cartoon wasn't about cats.
Was the cartoon about cats?
Was the cartoon about
No,
cats?
it wasn't.
No,
the cartoon
it
was
wasn't.
about something else.
The cartoon was about something else.
What was the cartoon about?
What was the cartoon
Well,
about?
the cartoon was about spiders.
Well, the cartoon was about spiders.
The cartoon was funny.
The cartoon was funny.
Was the cartoon funny?
Was the cartoon
Yes,
funny?
the cartoon was
Yeah,
funny.
the cartoon was funny.
How funny was the cartoon?
How funny was the cartoon?
It was very funny.
Well, it was very
The
funny.
spiders in the cartoon weren't
The
scary.
spiders in the cartoon were scary.
Were the spiders in the cartoon
Were the
scary?
spiders in the cartoon scary?
No, they weren't
No,
scary at
they
all.
weren't scary at all.
The spiders in the cartoon were cute.
The spiders in the cartoon was cute.
Were the spiders in the cartoon cute?
Were the spiders
Yes,
in the
they
cartoon
were cute.
cute? Yes, they were cute.
Before they watched the cartoon,
Before
they
watched
were
the
afraid of
cartoon,
spiders.
They was afraid of spiders.
Before they watched the
Before
cartoon,
they watched the
were they
cartoon,
afraid of spiders?
Were they afraid of spiders?
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
correct.
Before they watched
watched
the cartoon, they were afraid of spiders.
they was afraid of spiders.
After they watched the cartoon,
After
something
they watched the
interesting
cartoon,
happened.
something interesting happened.
What happened after they watched the
What
cartoon?
happened after they watched the
No,
cartoon?
after they watched the
Well,
cartoon,
after
the
they
fear
watched
of
the
spiders
cartoon,
was completely
the fear
gone.
of spider was completely
After
gone.
they watched the cartoon, they weren't afraid of spiders
After they
anymore.
watched the cartoon, they weren't afraid of spider anymore.
After they
After
watched
they watched the
the cartoon,
cartoon,
were they
was they
still afraid of spiders?
Was they still afraid of
No,
spiders?
they weren't.
No,
After
they
they
would.
watched the cartoon,
After
they
they
weren't
watched
afraid
the
of
cartoon,
spiders
they
anymore.
weren't afraid of spider anymore.